This is how to successfully film short form reels for clothing brands step by step. I'll be taking you through the pre-production process and exactly how I'll work on set. Okay, but first, what am I creating? Short form content for brands is accurate, I guess, but to be honest, I like to think of it more of like a modern version of those short stories in a tabloid, for example. An audience is hooked and they stay because of the story or the visuals, and they just get attached to the brand because of that. And once they see one or two or three of those videos from that brand, then that creates a connection with the brand that not many other content types can do. I like this style because it's not forcing a brand's name down your throat. An audience stays because they're genuinely entertained. And that's what content is for, entertainment. Now, this is a quick disclaimer. Everything I talk about is not 100% right, meaning that this is my own style. This can be done in so many different ways, but this is just what has worked for me. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so after closing an agreement with the client basically had a few ideas that he was kind of juggling in his head. So I gave him a bit of time and he came back with a script. And obviously that script wasn't perfect. So what I did was work together with him to break it down and to make it the best possible version of that script. An example of how I did this was basically shortening it so it's more suitable for short form content. I then removed anything that doesn't really align with the story or doesn't really push the story forward, and then overall tried to make it as engaging and fun as possible, really. And the program I used for this was Celtex. I've been using Celtex for so many years, and to be honest, I haven't paid for it once. With a free account you get one project, so I just keep on rewriting it. Obviously, eventually I'll probably get a pro account, but for now it suits my needs. So after locking in the script and the client is happy with it, I then move on to the next pre-production document, which for me is the storyboard. I'm a super visual person, so sometimes a shot list just doesn't go in my brain right, especially when I'm on set and I'm already thinking about a whole bunch of things. A storyboard makes me understand. Every time I make a storyboard, I look online and I search for a storyboard template, but today I really thought I should just make my own that I can just repeatedly use. And because I didn't have my drawing tablet, which I usually use, I literally just got a notebook, drew on the notebook, took a photo of it with my phone and imported it into that file on Photoshop. I created a section for the images. I then created a section for the description of the images, which included the shot type, the movement, the performance in the shot, some of the dialogue if necessary. And this basically acts as a comic book or a manga, for example, where you understand everything that's going on, and sometimes can include the edit and how I like to cut, for example. You have to understand that this is slightly different to a shot list because a shot list sometimes isn't chronological and also doesn't really follow the structure of an edit. In this shoot, and actually a lot of the shoots that I do, it's the client that organizes the location and the models. This is great for lower budget shoots where clients want to be more personalized to their taste and they can control all the models and the location that they need. I'm able to relax on just the storyboard and the script. However, you have to make sure that communication with you and your client is on point. For example, if you don't know the location or you don't know much about it, ask the client to send you photos. Stay in communication. Someone once told me that when you create a film, you have three different versions. The version on the script, the version on set, and then the version in the edit. People only see the version of the final edit, but that final edit wouldn't be the film that it is if not for the two other previous versions of the film. Anyways, I'm rambling. The point is, pre-production is super important in creating a successful film. So after you've figured out all your pre-production, you should be at a point where you know what the edit's gonna look like before you even step on set. There are a million things to talk about, but today I'm really gonna hone in on performance. But not the actor's performance, your performance as a director and a shooter. Now this is gonna impact not only the final film, but the experiences that people have with you on set and whether you're really gonna be hired for the next shoot. I've seen very skilled filmmakers act horrible on set, and I've also seen not very skilled filmmakers act amazing on set. I mean, even if the skilled filmmaker's work and result was 10 times better, I wouldn't really want to work with them again just because how they acted on set. As a director and a shooter, you have to create a comfortable environment where everyone not only gets the work done but has a good time and experience. It might sound simple, but even not communicating right might come off in a negative way. For example, even if you're not actively intending to do bad, sometimes not communicating right can come off in a negative way. Paying attention to an actor's thoughts, paying attention to an actor's needs, working together with the client so that your visions are both aligned. I feel like being verbal all the time really helps to create a comfortable environment for everyone on set. It takes a bit of confidence and leadership, but trust me, when those jobs start coming through just through word of mouth, you're gonna be thanking me. If people like you as a person, not just a robotic cameraman, you're gonna be hired again and again just because you've given them a good experience to work with. This shoot in particular was a little bit hard because I had to direct from outside a car, but how I did that and how I made that easier was first warming up the actors before sticking a camera in their face. I made them perform and rehearse the entire scene just by themselves in the car and giving them little pointers and directions before I start shooting the real thing. This built trust between me and the actors. If you follow this basic guideline, you will be 10 steps ahead of that person that just comes on the set with a blank slate. So if you did learn something out of this video, comment down below, give me a little like. If I'm not being too cheeky, give me a little subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. 2026, this is gonna be a crazy year and I'm gonna be documenting my whole journey. So if you wanna see that, press the bell too.